Alright, so when I call, I'm going to say on a clearance. Last time when I said something, I didn't say November 62 Pop Alpha, I just said 62 Pop Alpha.
That's fine.
Came back.
That's fine. Yeah, you don't have to say November here in the United States. It's understood.
Okay. So I just say Smyrna clearance 62 Pop Alpha.
Yeah.
And when he comes back, I say 62 Papa Alpha, DA20, or should I say Delta?
DA20 is fine.
Okay, DA20 departing 090 to the East Practice area at 1,500.
It. And then be ready to write, because he's going to come back with a frequency and a squawk. Well, he may come back with a squawk.
Okay. And we're on COM 1, which is 121.4, which is ground.
Ground and clearance, yep.
Okay.
You're talking to clearance now, though.
Smyrna clearance 62 Papa Alpha.
Remember 62 Papa Alpha, Smyrna ground.
62 Papa Alpha, DA20, departing to 090 to the East Practice area to 1,500.
Diamond 62 Papa Alpha, runway 32, taxi Vera Hotel intersection departure. Taxi via Juliet, cross runway 1, hold short runway 32 at hotel.
Taxi via Juliet, cross runway 1, hold short of runway 32.
62 Pop Alpha.
62 Papa Alpha.
01 X-ray Quebec, Smyrna Tower, runway 32 clear to land, wind 360 at 9er, altimeter 299.6.
Okay.
Diamond 62 Papa Alpha, your readback was correct. You're crossing runway 1 and then holding short of runway 32 at hotel for an intersection departure at hotel.
Just tell him hold short in 32, 62 Pop Alpha.
Hold short of 32, 62 Papa Alpha. Alright, so for takeoff, flight controls free and correct. Warning lights to test. Test. Okay. Fuel pump is on. Yeah. Okay. Trim is at neutral. Oil temperature is starting to come up. PSI is coming down a little bit though. Mixture is full rich. Alternate air. Quite sure.
Alternate, no, that's not the alternate air. It's over here.
Oh, that's right. You had that.
Right here. I'm sorry. Alternate air is right here.
Okay. Alright, throttle up to 1700 and then we're going to check the mags.
Okay.
Alright, got the brakes. Alright, so left mag, everything's good, back to both. Right mag, everything's good, back to both. And then go ahead and bring it back down. Alright, is this the alternator load? Or
Yeah, you're fine. Amps are good.
Amps again, okay. Engine instruments, fuel's good, EG good, cylinder head temperature is good, else looks good, voltage is good. Vacuum is in the green. Throttle, bring it back down to 1,000. Lights is required. We got the strobes on. We shouldn't need anything else, or should we need taxi lights?
We do the takeoff when we get ready to take off.
Okay, and then flaps set for takeoff, and they are.
Go ahead and pull up there, and then we're going to review the takeoff thing, and they'll call them. What frequency do we want to go to next?
We want to go to ground.
You've already talked to ground.
Tower.
Yep. How would you go to get on a tower frequency?
I'm gonna have to move this around. What we got going on here?
Full rudder. First, you gotta put full rudder, and then tap that brake. Okay. Remember, if it's moving, you have more control over it. The slower you're going, the less control you have, to a point. Remember, you got to stop up here, so don't get going too fast. Right on the center line. This is where I'd stop right here. So there's no question, you have not crossed the whole shoreline.
Alright, so now, contact tower.
Go ahead and switch this over right here, COM. There you go.
That's on my COM 1, right?
Yep.
Alright, so I put right here, it's 118.5. Papa Alpha, ready at one way, 3-2. And so I'll say Smyrna Tower, 2 Papa Alpha.
62 Papa Alpha.
Ready, runway 32.
At hotel.
At hotel.
Yep.
So just go ahead and say that now.
Just say it. Got it.
Smyrna Tower, 62 Papa Alpha, ready at runway 32 at hotel.
Diamond 62 Papa Alpha, Smyrna Tower, runway 32 at hotel. Cleared for takeoff. Turn right on course eastbound.
Cleared for takeoff, 62 Papa Alpha.
Clear for takeoff, runway 32, cleared for a right turn out to 090, 60 Papa Alpha. Okay, go ahead.
Alright.
Yeah, you have to repeat it all back. The runway assignment and the turnout instructions.
Okay.
Just not to clear for takeoff. Slow it down for the turn. A full rudder and just let it sort of come on over. There you go. Good. Remember, as you get going faster and faster, the rudder becomes more and more effective. So what the rudder input you were putting back here will throw you in the ditch on the takeoff roll.
All right.
So just that pressure needed. Okay, go ahead. Should by the count of 3 be up for full power. 1, 2. Nice and easy on the rudders. Nice and easy on the rudders. You got full power yet?
Yeah.
Okay, now look at your airspeed, just nice and easy. Okay, go ahead and lift it off. Lift it off. Lift it off. Lift it off. There you go. Not too high. There you go. Remember, you don't want to bleed off all your airspeed. I'll help you out a little bit here. There you go. You want to get about an altitude like this.
Alright.
And then make your turn out. You don't want to get too nose high, because look at your airspeed. See your airspeed?
Yeah.
When you get up nose high like that, you bleed your airspeed off, and hold your throttle in. Good.
Seems to just float up there really good.
090. I don't recall seeing you set that, by the way.
Set what?
Yeah, DG. Did you set the DG?
I did not. It's going to be off a little bit.
Yeah, keep turning. About right there. There's your 1,500. Okay, so level out at 1,500. You got towers over there that are pretty high, so we're going to keep an eye on those. 1,500.
I need to pull back power.
Okay. Don't let it climb. Don't let it keep climbing on you. What do you got to do? You got to push the nose down.
Okay.
Takeoff flaps.
Back to cruise?
Yeah, I would think so. Feel that sink?
Yeah.
That's why you never mess with them on short final. Take them out like that. And that's why when you do a go around, you have to be real careful. Now we're going to reset this to about 090 or about there. Okay, 090. There you go. Looks a little different when you're a little bit lower, doesn't it?
Yeah, much different.
Remember, we're looking for traffic. I would keep in at least 2,200 RPMs.
2,200?
Yeah, at least 22. Now, if it wants to climb, what do you do?
I need to trim it down.
Here. First, you put it where you want it, then you trim it out. So you're 100 feet high. So you push it down and get back on your altitude, then trim it.
Seems like it's hard to get there without taking the
Okay, watch. Push the nose down. Then I sort of relax on the thing there.
Alright.
And then I would trim it out. Yeah. Now I would trim it out.
Pop Alpha, frequency change for you. See you later.
Okay, Pop Alpha, thank you.
What did he say?
Said see you later. We're just going out of his airspace, see here?
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's his airspace.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, you got the plane. Okay, see that road over there? Head over toward that road.
Which road? Right there?
Yep. Stick and rudder, don't use one without the other. Now, it's straight for a little bit, so you're gonna try to dissect it. Make it like a 90-degree turn, right angle.
Okay.
You're gonna try to keep it 1,600. And right now, our emergency landing zone is straight ahead.
All right.
We've done our clearing turns. Stipulate we've done our clearing turns. Now, on a S turn, what you're doing, we're going to turn this way. You're going to pick a point that's like in between your turn, where you think your turn will be. And you're going to pivot around that point. Let's say right where the rocks sort of go up there. So as soon as we get here, we're going to hold it down, and we're going to start our turn. And we're going to keep an eye on on those rocks.
All right.
That point. We're going to make sure we don't climb. If we're getting too close, we flatten it out till we get around it. Then we pick it back up. We start our turn again. Stick and rudder. We're trying not to lose our altitude. And as we turn, we have to steepen it up a little bit more because of the wind to stay equal altitude. And then as we come back around, 90 degrees, we go wings level, and we pick up a point on that way. There goes a bird there. Pick up a point on, where'd the road go?
Back behind us.
Yeah, it looks like it stopped right there. Okay, there it stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the pivot point right there, the road.
Okay.
The apex of the road. So we're going to just sort of keep it down. Don't let it keep climbing on you. Keep your eye on the point. Keep your eye on the altimeter. Keep your eye on traffic so your head's on a swivel. You're sort of pretending the road keeps going straight. Don't let it climb on you. I can see the nose come up. Then as you come across the imaginary road, you come wings level. That's how you execute an X-turn. Now, there's a road going this way. We're going to pick it up. I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to get you over. I'm going to get you over sort of quick here. I have the airplane.
All right.
Okay. Now you're going to see that church steeple.
I do.
Okay, that's your pivot point. Now
okay.
You're going to pivot. Our emergency landing zone is that grass strip right there.
I see it.
And when you're in this area, you got to look out for airplanes taking off and landing too. You're trying to keep equal distance, and you're trying to come back around and come back wings level. Keep it. Go ahead, and it's being pushed now. You got to steepen it up a little bit. There you go. Keep turning, or you're not going to make the 90-degree point. And now level out. Level out, level out, level out, level out, level out. A little quicker, be a little more aggressive. Now pick up your point that way.
All right.
Maybe, I don't know. That one of those houses there.
All right.
Don't let it climb on you. Good. See, now as you start to level out, look for your point down here real quick. Look for your point down here. Level out real quick.
What about that barn?
Okay, keep going. Keep going. Don't climb. Don't climb. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning.
Go ahead and turn.
Yeah.
All right.
You're doing it right. You're in the S-turn. Your DE is going to say, okay, I want you to execute an S-turn down this road, and he may say, I want you to point out your pivot point. That's why you're pointed out or call it out. Maintaining your altitude. If you see a deviation, make a correction. So pick one up on the other side over there now.
Oh, but I can try.
Okay. Maybe where the trees meet the grass there, where that little triangle of trees is. Or something, there may be a little something closer, I don't know. Just pick you out something that looks like you're going to be able to rotate around it. Good. Picking this up quite well. Remember though, you have to monitor traffic. There's your emergency landing zone. Emergency landing zone.
Alright, back to wings level.
Okay, good. Notice how the nose comes up. See, if you keep your eye on the horizon, you won't let that happen. Okay, I have the airplane for a second.
All right.
I want you to look over there.
Okay.
See that clump of trees right there? It's all by itself?
I do.
Right in that field? That's your point.
All right.
What you do is you want to keep it equidistance and keep your altitude. Just follow along with me just for a second.
All right.
Now, because of downwind, you'll start going faster. You're going to have to steepen up. As you go into the wind, you got to flatten out.
All right.
Looking for traffic. Okay, I'm going to let you take over, and you're trying to keep an equidistance. You have the airplane.
All right, I have the controls.
You have the plane. you sort of, see how you're almost on top of it?
Yeah,
the wind was blowing you in such a way, it was blowing you into it, so you have to flatten out. Try to come back around and try to get, remember, if you see yourself decaying into the turn, you got to flatten it out. You just can't hold a steep turn the whole way around, not when the wind's playing on you. That's the whole thing about this lesson, to understand what the wind can do for you. Okay, there now. Hold this distance right here. Now, as you see yourself getting pushed in, what do? You flatten it out. Yeah, even if you have to go wings level.
It really, you can really feel how three-dimensional it is trying to do this.
Yeah.
I need to go out wider.
Better start turning or you're going to fly away from it. Watch your nose come up. There you go. Okay, I have the airplane a second.
What's that?
I have the airplane.
All right, you have the controls.
I have the controls. See that relatively new, it looks like a new construction or a yellow wall, one of the two. Right there, see that house?
Yeah, I see the house.
That's your new pivot point. Okay, you have the airplane?
I have the controls. We talking about this white house right here.
That house right there. You're going to try to keep equidistance. About this distance right here. Okay, you have the airplane. Don't let it come up on you. See the nose come up?
Yeah.
Hold the nose down. Hold it down.
Am I turning around?
Yeah, you're going to go around this point now. Don't let the nose come up like that. Keep it down or you're going to climb. Got to steepen it up a little because you're flying away from it. Stick and rudder. Don't use one without the other. Go. There you go. Good. Good flatten out. Because the wind's changing, it has to do with the wind.
This white house right here, right?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Good. Good. Don't fly away from it. Look at your nose come up. See your nose come up?
Yeah.
Pull it down. Push it back down. Keep your turn going. You're being blown away. See how you have to steepen it up a little bit more on this turn because of the wind is blowing you away.
Right.
109 ground speed. Watch you were up as about 112. Now watch it slowing down. It'll start slowing down to about 87 here in a minute. That's because you're changing from a headwind to a tailwind.
Hard to see where the house is at now. I've lost it.
Right there.
Okay, I see it.
'92, '91. I see the nose coming up. Unless you're trying to correct for being low. See, look at your ground speed now.
84.
Yeah. See the difference? 112, 84.
That means we're facing into the wind right now.
That's it.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, good. Okay, I want you to pick up a heading of 090 and climb to 2,500. Make it 3,500. Now, what's a VX climb?
Oh, it's on my sheet. I think it's...
Okay, I want you to look it up.
Okay.
090 heading.
VX is 62.
Okay, I want you to climb at 62. Full throttle, climb at 62. And a 090 heading. You're 100 knots. How are you going to get to 62 with full throttle?
I need to lift up on the nose.
There you go. 090. Don't be timid. Don't be timid about pulling this thing up.
Okay.
Get yourself down to 62. Now, eventually once it gets there, you may have to back off of it a little bit.
Okay. It's about there.
Okay, you have the airplane. See the nose coming down?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going to happen when the nose comes down?
I'll speed up.
There you go. Keep the nose up. Trim it out. 090. Stick and rudder. Stick and rudder. Don't use one without the other. Remember, you got to be looking out for traffic. 090. Make a correction. And that's pretty close. You're about... Yep. There you go. Now, what's VY?
VY is 668.
Okay, I want you to go to 68. I want you to memorize those. I don't want you to ever have to look them up again.
Okay.
Two of the most important ones you will remember. Two of them. Remember, you're looking for traffic. You're on a heading of 090. Precision. I'm pushing for precision, Garfield.
All right.
Okay. Now we've been to Chattanooga, and we're getting ready to come back to Lebanon. Coming into Lebanon. There's two ways we can do it. We can do radio navigation using VORs, or we can use GPS. I'm going to introduce you to VOR navigation first. You have your chart. You have a chart? Okay, just pretend we have a chart.
Okay.
And we're looking at the chart, and it says the VORTAC at Nashville is a frequency of 114.1. Write that down. 114.1. Got to fly too. You got to be able to fly too. Fly and right. Hold your heading and right. 114.1. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. This is your comm nav radio. See VLOC?
I do.
Okay, and you're coming up in your altitude. I'll let you stabilize altitude. Okay. You want to tune in this frequency to 114.1. But notice, see the light blue? See the light blue?
Yeah.
See, that's what changes. How do you get it to that one? Push VLOC. Push C VLOC. Watch this right here. Look at the color right here.
Right. Okay.
Okay, now tune it in. 114.1. We're tuning in.
What is? Okay,
114.1. Remember, you got to fly and do other tasks. Okay, now you got to put it. Now that's the tune standby frequency. Now you want to activate it.
Okay, so I need to hit this button.
No, not that one.
This one.
That one. Hit it again. Harder. There you go. Okay, now you have put it in. Now you want to identify it. See here? Push to identify.
Okay, to ident.
Ident.
All right.
It's identified it. Identifying it. Okay, and you can push it up on nav 2 to hear it if you wanted to. Excuse me, nav 1. We're listening for a Morse code. That's the Morse code for the Nashville VORTAC. Now you have tuned and identified it. Now you can legally use it for navigation. See the interstate? Lebanon Municipal Airport.
That sun is out of control.
Automated weather observation 2255 Zulu. Wind 330 at 8. Visibility more than 10.
Notice the deflection off here.
Below 12,000.
It's telling you your course is this way.
Dew point.
So what we're going to do, we're going to assume a 45-degree correction.
4. Remarks.
To intercept.
Altitude 1,500.
I'm going to show you what...
How if I was following that heading did I get screwed up?
Lebanon. Well, what we did, I just wanted to show you what the on-course heading was.
Weather observation.
But we weren't on course, so now I'm showing you. You have to intercept it. Right now, we're on the 100 radio from.
Below 1.
Since we're going to.
Temperature 2.
You get reverse sensing if you don't get these to agree. And I'm going way ahead, but I'm just sort of telling you what I'm thinking.
Right.
Okay, so we're showing to intercept that particular radio. You'll see I'll sort of... Municipal. We're 182. You can see as it gets off.
2.
Here, I want you to be able to see it come in.
320.
Right there.
At 8. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12.
You have the plane.
Temperature
you're flying.
2. 1. Dew point.
Descend to maintain 3,000.
Altimeter 2. 9er. 4. Remarks. Density altitude 1,500.
We're listening for the weather, the wind, so we can determine what airport. Lebanon Municipal Airport.
Automated weather observation 225.
Maintain 2,500.
Wind 320 at 8. Visibility more than 10.
So 320 at 8.
Below 12,000. Temperature 2. 1.
Now we know the runway alignments are 1 and 19 because we did our flight
remarks.
plan.
Density altitude 1,500.
The wind is. I'm going to use this to help show you how we do this. Wind is 320. Correct.
All right.
320. Lebanon Municipal. If you cover this up, only one of the runways normally will be on top. Cover half of it up. Which runway is showing on top?
330.
That's your landing runway. That will put you into the wind.
0.
Okay.
Sky condition.
Okay, I want you to maintain 2,600.
Temperature 2.
2,600.
Dew point 4. Altimeter 2.
Okay, we are east of the field. We know we have to cross over, and we'll talk more about that later, to get in a left downwind for runway 1. So the radio call would be like this. Lebanon traffic, Diamond 62 Papa Alpha, about 5 miles to the east, overflying field for runway 1, Lebanon. There's the field. And what we're going to do, we're going to sort of dissect it. Notice how, let me go ahead and put this back where it was at.
And Lebanon traffic, Tiger 105 November Alpha is back taxiing, runway 1, Lebanon.
The Nashville vortex sends off radio beams. And what we're trying to do, we're trying to intercept one of them. The one that's located right over Lebanon. We're going to come up on it. See the airport there? See the green grass about 5 miles?
I see it.
That's the runway, and we're going to cut it right over the top at 2,600. That's 1,000 foot above traffic pattern. So I want you to climb 200 feet. Okay, I want you to get your before landing checklist out. We're making a big leap today, but do I expect you to take all this in today? No. I expect you to maybe just pick up a snippet here and there.
All right.
Plus so you're going to climb back up to 2,600, and the reason being, I want to be 1,000 foot above traffic pattern altitude when I cross over.
Right.
We're going to do the standard FAA teardrop entrance into the traffic pattern. But you're going to cut it right down the middle. And you're going to get me back up here.
I was trying, so I need to give it some...
If you want to climb, what do? Give it power.
I always get nervous about, throwing it up there.
Throw it on up there. There's your altitude.
All right.
Now you can come back on the throttle a little bit.
Okay.
And level it out. There you go. You have the airplane.
I have the controls.
Okay. Now, you had a plane that was back taxiing. Keep your nose down so you don't want to keep climbing.
I was
so you can see the airport.
I see
and
it.
He's going to be taking off on runway 1. He's back taxiing for maybe a run-up.
So, with us crossing the runway while he's about to take off,
that's why we're 1,000 foot above the traffic pattern. I'm going to let go of this pressure I'm putting on here and watch what happens.
Alright, so I need to put the nose down.
Yes, you do, and you need to trim it down or do something, hold it down, or you're going to be way high in a minute. Lebanon traffic, I'm in 62 Pop Alpha. We're about a mile to the east, getting ready to overfly 2,600 for 45 for runway 1.
And Tiger 105 November Alpha is just about ready to roll on runway 1. We'll be looking for you.
Hey, firm, are you going to be closed traffic?
You'll be departing to the north.
Okay, should be no factor of 62 Pop Alpha. Okay, he's going to take off and depart to the north. What I was worried if he's going to close traffic, he takes off, turns, and comes back.
Right.
If he climbed 1,000 foot above traffic pattern altitude, he could be a collision hazard with us. Dissect that airport, right down the middle.
I need to turn a little bit, right?
Okay. You see that Tiger down there?
I see him down there.
Okay.
I always feel like we're like down, you know?
Well, that's part of it. That's so fine. Just as long as you're not nosing to the ground.
We need to be landing on runway 1.
That's correct, and I'm going to show you how we do this here in just a minute. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to fly out of the traffic pattern and do what they call a teardrop entry for a 45 entry to the downwind.
Okay.
And you just follow my instructions, you'll be fine. I want you to hold a heading of 275 for now. Notice, see how this lined up? We're going right over the airport.
Lebanon traffic, Tiger 5 November Alpha departing to the north, runway 1, Lebanon.
All right. Go and turn your landing lights on and go through your landing checklist. Remember, you still have to fly the plane.
Alright, it says before landing, seatbelt secure,
Okay.
mixture up to full rich,
Okay.
which it is, and lights as required.
Go ahead and just turn your landing lights on. Good.
Yep, I got them on.
Okay, now we're about a mile out of the traffic pattern now, so I want you to make a gentle descending right turn. A gentle descending right turn. And when I say gentle descending, that means at least 500 foot a minute. And no more than 30-degree bank. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to keep turning and you're going to look for the runway. As you descend, are you descending?
I am.
What do you got to do to descend? 500 foot a minute.
Pull a little bit of power out.
Okay, and push it down. You have to manhandle this, Garfield. It's not going to do it on its own. You've got to do it. You're the pilot. You are the pilot. Keep descending. Good. 500 foot a minute. 500 foot a minute. Don't level out. Don't be bashful. Let it come down. Keep turning. Keep turning. Pick up the airport on your right. Keep turning. Pick up the airport yet? Keep descending.
I haven't.
Keep descending.
Okay.
Okay, at 2 o'clock.
Problem is, it was getting down to 1,000. Okay, there's the runway. There's the airport.
Now you're going to come in at a 45-degree angle to it. So keep turning, and you keep coming down.
All right.
Do whatever you got to do to get it down.
Okay.
If I have to take it to idle,
I'm
going down to traffic pattern altitude, 1,600. Lebanon traffic. Diamond 62 Pop Alpha is on the 45, getting ready to turn to downwind, runway 1, Lebanon. Okay, now here you go. Now you can put your power back in, maintain traffic out. Now you're going to get parallel to the runway. I want you to turn. This is your rectangular course right here.
All right.
Keep your altitude and keep me parallel to the runway, about a half a mile away. Now this is where the wind will blow you into it. You see the runway?
I can see the runway.
Parallel. Too close. So
Too
go
close?
out, too close. Go back out a little bit. Okay, right at the numbers. And we're at the numbers now. This is where your landing sequence starts.
All right.
So you're going to make your initial power reduction to about 1,700 RPMs. So reduce power to 1,700 RPMs. Keep this heading right here. 1,700 RPMs.
All right, 17.
Okay, now I want you to pull the nose up and slow down a little bit. Once you get below 100, I want you to put your first degree of flaps in.
All right, I'm below 100, so I need to put them down.
Yep. Take off. There you go. Now you're looking over your shoulder for the runway. Your 45-degree turn at 90 degrees. Keep descending. 90 degrees. 500 foot a minute. 500 foot a minute.
Lebanon traffic, Tiger 5 November Alpha is 2,500, climbing 6,000, departing to the north.
The runway.
Lebanon.
To the runway. Roll out.
All
there
right.
you go. Now you're on final.
All right.
Lebanon traffic. Diamond 62 Pop Alpha, final runway 1, Lebanon. See, you were so close. That's how you overshot it. Okay, now come back on the throttle.
Back down to what?
About 1,500 or less, yeah. And put in your next degree of flaps.
All right.
Okay, now, this is what a glide looks like. We're gliding to the runway. Now, we want to see the pressure, so we want to get some of that pressure out, and we want to slow this thing down to about 65.
Okay.
And we got to be prepared to come in with the, if we start to get low, with the throttle, like about now. Okay, now you got your feet on, light on the rudders. You got to keep it lined up. See how I'm using the rudder?
All right.
And I'm gliding towards the numbers, and I got my hand on the throttle, and I'm easing the power out as I come down.
Okay.
I'm letting it come down. I got myself lined up on the runway. Now, as I get into this zone right here, about the 1520, I sort of ease it back to neutral, or idle, and I start lifting the nose up. There we landed. So now I'll go take off, full throttle. Now this gets squirrely here, so see how it wants to go right?
Yeah.
And it's ready to fly already.
Traffic not available.
Lebanon traffic. 62 Pop Alpha would be closed traffic, runway 1, Lebanon.
So
Go
we
ahead.
just did a
Touch and go.
touch and go.
Okay. You have the airplane.
I have the controls.
Okay. We're going to climb up at you know, about this 65, 70. And we're trying to climb up to get to within 300 foot of traffic pattern altitude. Okay. So that will be 1,300. You got to keep climbing. And when we get to 1,300, we're going to make a, hold your heading, runway heading of 1.
Okay.
Now, the next turn is what they call crosswind. Go ahead and execute that now, 90 degrees that way. Remember, don't get too high, there you go. Lebanon traffic, 62 Pop Alpha, crosswind, runway 1, Lebanon. Am I getting out? Am I keying up? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was talking to that guy. Now, you're looking at your runway. You're looking for about a half mile. You want to go about a half mile, and then you want to turn downwind. You're still climbing up to 1,600. Okay, and then look over your shoulder, look at the runway. That's about a half a mile, so go ahead and make another 90-degree turn.
This is the downwind.
This is the downwind. Lebanon traffic, 62 Papa Alpha, downwind, runway 1, Lebanon. Okay, now, don't keep climbing. Yeah, if you have to come back with the power, come back with the power. Come back to 2,000. And keep it down. See, you're letting it climb. Manhandle it. Don't let it climb. Just push it down.
Ooh.
2,000 RPM. What, a little negative G's?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, You want to stay, don't let it push you in because you get jammed up, but you do your checklist as soon as you get in the downwind.
Alright, seat belts, mixtures at full rich,
yep.
And the lights are still as required.
Okay. Now, at the numbers, everything starts at the numbers. Make your power reduction to about 1500.
Alright.
And put in your, what was doing? We didn't take our flaps out, okay. We got our first degree of flaps in. Now, you're looking over your shoulder for a 45-degree angle back to the runway. Tell me when you have 45-degree back to the runway.
It's supposed about right now.
Okay, make your base turn.
Alright.
Lebanon traffic, 62 Papa Alpha, base, runway 1, Lebanon. Lebanon at the beginning, Lebanon at the end, who I am, where I'm doing, and what runway I'm using. Those are your 5 data points.
Lebanon 62 Papa Alpha, turning base.
Not turning, just base.
No, base.
Runway 1.
Runway 1.
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Okay, now look at your runway.
Alright.
Now, you don't want to overshoot it, so start your turn. Don't overshoot it. Remember, this is what the S-turn is supposed to help you do. Keep the nose down, because you're trying to land this thing. Let it.
All right.
There you go.
That's what scares me.
Okay, you'll get used to it here in a minute.
All right, we're at.
Okay, put your landing flaps in, and ease back on the throttle a little bit to about 12. Okay, now I want you to keep that glide, and I want you to stay on the center line. If you feel you're sinking, then you got to give a little power. Don't correct a sink with the stick pull-up.
A little power?
But whatever power you think's necessary. Now, see you straighten up on the center line. It's a little tougher than it looks. Good. Now you want to ease the power out.
Power out.
Ease it out. Ease it out. And as you get in this zone right here, you got to be prepared. You got to ease that power out. I just feel the sink. No, nice and easy. You follow my lead. Okay, there we go. Keep that nose up. Keep that nose up. There we go. Okay.
Traffic not available.
Okay. Go ahead and take off. Full power. Now watch the rudder. See the rudder? Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Got flying. There you go.
All right.
There you go. This one has very bad turning tendencies on takeoff. You have some airspeed. It will go left really quick. You've got to have some right rudder in to hold it on the center line. You see both times how, even what I did, I didn't even put enough on there.
Whew. Got me sweating.
Yeah, you'll sweat.
I don't never sweat.
Climb, climb, climb. Climb, climb, climb. What's your VX?
VX is 62.
Okay, you maintain 62 until you clear all obstacles, then you go to VY.
Okay, which is 60.
Okay, go ahead and turn crosswind, and you want to make the radio call? Lebanon traffic, 62 Papa Alpha, crosswind, runway 1, Lebanon. Go ahead and give it a try.
Lebanon traffic, 62 Papa Alpha, crosswind, runway 1, Lebanon.
There you go. Okay, look at the airport. You got to know. You got to get you some physical reference. Okay, this is about the half mile. So now you're ready to turn downwind and make your call.
So Lebanon traffic, downwind.
Lebanon traffic, 62 Papa Alpha.
Lebanon traffic, 62 Papa Alpha, downwind, runway 1, Lebanon.
Got it. Now, you got your altitude, so make your power reduction about the 2,000 and start your checklist. Don't let this thing keep climbing.
All right.
2,000 RPMs. Take your flaps out.
All right. So seat belts, mixtures at full rich still, and lights are still on.
Okay, good. Now you're trying to keep an equidistance from the runway. You don't want to get yourself jammed up.
So about a half a mile is my wing.
That's a quarter mile here. You're about a quarter mile. You sort of creeped in, or the wind's blowing you in, one of the two. There you go. That's it. That's the correction.
Lebanon traffic, Meyer 749 Charlie, 10 miles to the south and east, inbound 2,500 Lebanon.
We'll give them a base call here in just a minute. Okay, your initial power reduction?
All right, it was down to 2,000.
You're about to 1,500. And your first degree of flaps. And you want to let it descend at about 500 foot a minute, and you want to start slowing it to 80. You already got it 80. Okay, get ready to make your base call on turn.
Alright, so it's...
You're looking over your shoulder to see where the 45 is. It's before these hills, I guarantee you.
Lebanon traffic, 62 Pop Alpha, base, runway 1, Lebanon traffic.
Excellent call. Excellent call. You've only lost 100 foot. By now you should have lost at least 300 feet. Don't be bashful, let it come down. Square it up though, you're not square. You're supposed to be in a base leg, right? Squared base leg. Go ahead and keep turning to final. Keep turning to final. Don't pull up. Okay. Now.
I need to call it?
Yep.
Lebanon traffic, 62 Papa Alpha, final, Lebanon traffic.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say runway 1.
Okay. Now you're way too fast.
Alright, so
and you don't have your full flaps in, so go ahead and
where's my flaps?
Pull your power back to idle. Okay, you have. What you want to do is you want to follow it in at 60 knots. So you want to basically hold it up till you get about 60 knots.
Alright.
Then you want to nose it over at 60. Follow 60 down, like about right here, I guess. Now, notice how we're correcting for a crosswind.
Right.
Now this is zone here, so you just start feeling the elevator. Just sort of start feeling it. Go ahead and pull your power out if you haven't got it. You got it out, I think.
All the way out.
Keep the nose up. 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 Nose up. Keep the nose up. Keep the nose. There. That's it. That's it. There. Now, flaps up or take off. Now give it power. Watch that right rudder. Give it nice and easy. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Got flying speed. Okay, there you go. If you hear that whine, lower the nose a little bit.
Okay.
Traffic not available.
I'm way off the damn runway.
That's fine. 60, 62, 64. Lebanon traffic, 62 Pop Alpha will be turning crosswind, and then we'll be departing out of the downwind to the south, climbing out. Lebanon.
Lebanon traffic, Meyer 749 Charlie. I'm 5 miles to the south and east, and I'm currently at 4,000 feet. I'm going to climb back up to 5,000 feet and be circling over the airport between 5 and 6. I'll be out of your way, 49 Charlie.
Got the 049 Charlie, 62 Pop Alpha. We'll be climbing up to about 2,500 and going to Smyrna.
Is that JB3?
Negative. Okay, go ahead and keep climbing. 2,500 and turn towards Lebanon, or excuse me, Smyrna.
What did he ask you?
He asked me if it's JB3, I guess. JB, that's John Ball III. Bust out him. Okay, he's to the southeast. He says he's going to climb up. He's at 4, and he's going to climb up to 5 and circle over. Now we're going to just introduce GPS navigation. We know the identifier for don't creep over to the runway. Keep climbing up. Okay, we know the identifier at Smyrna is what?
MQY.
Look at the runway. You're creeping over to it again. What?
MQY.
MQY. That is not the correct identifier for Smyrna.
Hey, airport identifier, you mean KMQY?
There you go. Now, why am I being a stickler about that? Well, let's say you're going to Montgomery, Alabama. If you put in MGM, guess where you're going? You're going to the Vortac that's about 12 miles away from the airport.
Lebanon traffic, Meyer 749 Charlie is 2 miles.
If you want to go to the airport, you've got to use the 4-letter identifier if it has 4. So I want you to reach up there and put the D button. That's the direct to button. Okay, it brings up a panel here. Now the big knob moves the cursor, and the little knob selects. So there's your K. Now to move it over, I get big knob. Now you put in the M, and I want you to put a heading of about 190. Good. And remember, you're still looking for traffic and flying the airplane, trying to keep it wings level. Okay, now is that your airport? Is that what you want? Smyrna, Tennessee. There's a Smyrna, Georgia. So you want to make sure you got the right Smyrna. Okay, so you hit enter.
All right.
Hit it again. It wants you. Do you want to activate it?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, it's loading itself up there. Now it's giving it. Now it said, "There's your waypoint, Smyrna. There's your desired track. That's the heading it wants you to turn to get there. So go ahead and turn to that heading. This is how far away you are.
12.2 miles.
And this is your ground speed. So but we got to do some other stuff here. We got to get the weather again.
Niner. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Below
we're not going to go directly to the airport.
Temperature 2.
The racetrack, go right for the racetrack.
Dew point 4 Celsius. Altimeter 2. Niner. 6 remarks. Density altitude 1,500. Airport. Automated weather observation.
Traffic, Meyer 749 Charlie is above the end.
35.
We're looking for the wind.
At 0. Niner. Visibility 10.
So this is going to help
Sky
you
condition
determine what runway you're going to have to pick if you were going to make it. If you were going to have to select. In this particular case,
altimeter
don't climb anymore.
Niner.
The tower is going to assign you
density altitude
1,500. A runway. So, but we just want to have some idea what the wind's doing. So let's get the wind.
Airport. Automated weather observation 225 Zulu. Wind 350 at 0. Niner. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear.
Runway 32.
Below 12,000. Temperature 2 Celsius. Dew point 4 Celsius. Altimeter 2. Niner. 6 remarks. Density altitude 1,500.
Okay. Good. Okay, our next call is going to be to Smyrna Tower. Smyrna Tower, 62 Papa Alpha. Over the racetrack. That's why I want you to go right over the racetrack. Landing Smyrna.
Alright, so Smyrna Tower, 62 Papa Alpha, over the racetrack, landing Smyrna.
Good. That's it.
Go ahead and call them.
Yeah, get a little closer to that racetrack. If you say over the racetrack and you're not, you could say approaching the racetrack. Go ahead and say that. Yeah, you're fine. Instead of over the racetrack, approaching the racetrack.
So Smyrna Tower, my name, who I am, and then, alright.
Where I'm at and what you want to do. Land Smyrna. Be ready to write.
Smyrna Tower, 62 Papa Alpha, approaching the racetrack, landing Smyrna.
November 62 Papa Alpha Smyrna Tower, enter and report a right base, runway 32. Wind 360 at 8, altimeter 2996.
Did you catch that?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
Right base, tell them right base, runway 32.
Right base, runway 32. 62 Papa Alpha.
Okay, so now you're gonna make a slow descent. Now there's your airport there. Now, if you turn to line up on the runway right now, you would have to turn back this way. But we want to get in a right base, so we want a 90-degree turn. So eventually Really, we want runway 32 right there on that dot, on that triangle.
Right.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and not fly away from the runway, but see the Nissan plant? We're just going to sort of head towards the Nissan plant right now.
All right, that's right there.
Yeah, and we're going to sort of stay to the right of it, just a tad.
That Smyrna?
That's the airport right there. That green area?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the heading I want you to take about right here. Now remember, you're going to land, and you're at 3,500, so what do you need to do? I want you to start thinking.
Pull out the power.
There you go. You need to start a descent. You need to get a good descent going. What rate of descent do you need to get going at least?
500 foot a minute.
At least 500 foot a minute. Don't be bashful about pushing this over and trimming it out. What's traffic pattern altitude?
1,500.
Okay, so that's you want to at least get down to that. See, but we're not going into a downwind. We're getting into a right base. Notice that we're almost in a base now. See, when 3-2 would be here, we would be in a right base.
Right.
62 Papa Alpha, say your altitude.
We're at 3,000 and descending, 62 Papa Alpha.
Number 2 Papa Alpha, roger. Traffic off your right wing, 1 mile southbound. VFR altitude indicates 3,600 descending. Types unknown.
62 Papa Alpha, negative contact. Okay, let's see if I... You just keep it, get us in the right base now, and descend us down to 1,500. Okay? Is that a yes?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, good.
1,500.
Yep. Another thing is you're having to slow down a little bit too, right? Because you want to land.
Right.
So you don't go blasting in at 140 knots.
I've got it all the way back.
Okay. Now, you are in a right base right now. See that?
Yep.
That's what you want to hold right there. Unless the wind's doing something funky to you. You want to get down to your 1,500 and you're getting to it. There's a traffic below me or something, or... Now, we're going from downwind, from base to final. So in downwind, we actually want to lose about 200 feet from our traffic pattern altitude. So you can go down an additional 200 feet.
November 2 Papa Alpha, that traffic's no factor. Runway 32, clear to land.
62 Papa Alpha, clear to land.
3-2.
Runway 32.
There you go.
I said 62 Papa Alpha first.
That's fine. As long as you report the runway assignment.
I'm at 1,400.
Okay, so that you want to probably about level off here then. You don't want to descend anymore until you turn final.
Alright.
How's your speed?
I'm at about 90 knots.
Okay, let's talk about the trade. You don't want to descend anymore. Guess what? This is what they call the trade. I'm trading altitude for airspeed.
Right.
Without even adjusting the power. It's called the trade. Okay, what you got to do is pick up the runway, and then make sure you turn on to the final course.
That's hard for me to see.
It is hard to see. I guarantee you, it's hard to see.
I can see it over there, though.
You're coming up on. You're probably on about a half mile to it now. You're gonna have to. You'll start making a gentle turn here in a minute.
I'm gonna, once I get on final, I'm gonna put in my final notch of flaps.
If you need it, yeah. The last final flaps is your ace in the hole. Okay, get your checklist out and start working on it.
Alright, seat belts, mixtures to full rich, and lights as required.
Okay, I'm gonna...
I need to go ahead and turn to base, right?
Final.
Or final.
You're the pilot.
So, do I say...
Nope, you've been cleared to land. It's all yours. yours. Look at your nose come up, though. Keep your nose down. There you go.
I don't need to say anything.
Nothing. You have been cleared to land.
Okay, why is that different from Lebanon?
Because they don't have a control tower.
Okay, I understand.
Now you look high, low, or right on?
I'm a little high.
You're high, okay. Power to idle and put in your last degree of flaps. Until you get back in the glide slope. Now, this thing descends faster with slower. So, hold your nose up, even though it's counterintuitive, to 60. Now, you're going to follow 60 down. In other words, nose it over to maintain 60. No faster, no slower. 60. Maintain 60. That'll be your descent. That'll be your fastest descent rate. Now, get me on the center line because you're way left. Now, when you come into the glide slope or you think it looks good, then you can start adding power. That's about now. So add your little power, not much. Get me on the center line. A little more power. A little more. Yeah, there you go. Down the center line. A little more power. There you go.
Feel that wind kind of.
Get me on the center line. Now this is where where cross one comes in. I'm gonna sort of feel my pressure. I'm gonna hold it over, and I'm using the. Watch what I do with the nose with the rudder. See how I straightened it out?
Yeah.
With the rudder. Okay, that's how it's done.
Traffic not available.
So what you're doing is you're keeping a little over here and then a little opposite rudder.
Start pulling the power out, right?
Okay, now just sort of easing it on down, easing it on down, easing it on down. Yep, power out, coming out with the power, coming out with the power, coming out with the power, coming out with the power. Now you're getting in that zone, you got to start feeling it. Don't jerk it up, but sort of feel it. If you feel it sinking, then you keep the nose up. Keep the nose up, keep the nose up, keep the nose up. There, you're on the ground. Power should be all the way out. Keep the nose up. Keep the nose up. Steering with the rudder. Steering with the rudder. There you go. Steering with the rudder. On the center line. There you go.